A 7.8 magnitude earthquake that hit southern Turkey. Southern Turkey is the epicenter of this earthquake. It of course hit central Turkey as well, and the epicenter is near Gaziantep in Turkey, where we're also seeing visuals coming in. These are visuals. Now we're also seeing that in Syria, Lebanon, Cyprus, Israel, there has been aftermath that caused tremors, which of course killed 8 people in Syria so far. We're seeing the death toll increasing in Turkey as well. We're seeing that in Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, aftermath and tremors were felt. At least 53 have died in Turkey so far, and another 42 are reported dead in Syria, according to the information coming in from local reports. Horrifying visuals of buildings being reduced to rubble have emerged, and rescue operations are underway. Turkey has issued a level 4 alarm at this point, calling for international aid immediately, as you see that Turkey's rescue operations are completely overwhelmed at this point, with the rescue teams being spread across Turkey, from central to southern Turkey, where buildings have collapsed all over the place, and we're seeing that people are trapped inside the rubble, and they're in fact sending out videos asking for help. This is what is happening in Turkey. I'm being joined by defense expert Major Mohammad Ali Shah. Major Shah, now we were discussing earlier of what exactly the international community can do to help the people here in Turkey. Take us through that.
Aarti, it's very, very sad. Firstly, I would like to express my heartfelt condolence to bereaved families who have lost their near and dear ones in the earthquake in Turkey. It's very, very sad. But Turkey, again, it's very prone to earthquakes. In the year 1999, I was in college at that time, 17,000 people had died in an earthquake in Turkey. It was of huge magnitude. And now, once again, so it is areas which are in the seismic zone, like, for example, Fiji Islands, another example I'm giving you, or Japan or Turkey. Now, what the international community can do, apart from sending funds, is not just funds only, but, there is a way of helping out, in a sense that, the contingency planning is very, very essential. I'll give one example again, like in an aircraft, when we are flying an aircraft, we are always briefed by the cabin crew, by the air hostess, that there is an emergency exit over here. So in case of an eventuality where the aircraft has to land in water, we will use this emergency escape route, which we may not use, which we don't use many often, in fact. But there can be 1.1% chance that such an eventuality does happen, and then we have to exit from the emergency exit route. Similarly, when I give my TEDx talks, we have an emergency plan. We have firstly, the entire international community should be a wake-up call for everyone, whether you lie in the seismic region or not, whether you're prone to earthquakes or not. You must wake up. You must really do your bit in terms of saving your people around. What are people in schools? Unfortunately, this kind of an education is not given, that, okay, in case of a fire, in case of an earthquake, in case of floods, in case of a national calamity, what should be done? I'll give you another small example. People do not even know a basic, like, in case of an electric fire or a fire, what is to be done? In electric fire, they'll throw water. So again, now when we come back to the Turkey earthquake, people should be educated that this can happen anywhere to anyhow. Now, what can the international community do? Well, apart from just sending funds into Turkey, which I'm not sure if they would need also or not, because Turkey is a fairly rich country themselves. Mr. Erdogan himself has given out a statement to the country, but the entire international community, we can't do much against a natural calamity, but we can certainly join hands and educate people. And in terms, the rescue operations are still on. People are stuck under rubble. People are shouting out. People are this thing. So we can send whatever aid we can. The main thing is education, Aarti. I still emphasize on education, that the spreading of awareness in terms of a natural calamity or in terms of a contingency, Aarti.
Right, stay with us, Major Shah. Let me rope in Mihir Bhatt, who's a disaster management expert at this point, joining us. Thank you for joining us this morning, sir. We're talking about the massive crisis that is going on in Turkey at this point. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake that has killed several people now. We're seeing buildings collapse and people trapped under the rubble as well. This is, in fact, close to at least 100 buildings, according to local reports, perhaps more. So far, we're seeing that people are being slowly pulled out, children, women and youngsters including, all of them trapped under the rubble. There are several of them making videos and posting online as well. How does then a rescue operation spread out across Turkey? Because this is happening in central Turkey, in southern Turkey, in parts of Syria, Lebanon, Cyprus. 7.8 magnitude earthquake has caused complete chaos in Turkey and surrounding areas.
This is a terrible, terrible news, and must be so terrible to wake up in the early hours of the morning to face this. A lot of people were and must have been asleep, and authorities and other agencies not quite even ready for their day-to-day work. So it's a very bad timing, but inshallah. Luckily, Turkey has a very good International Red Cross Federation chapter, Turkey Red Cross, and are very trained both at home and abroad to help in earthquake-related rescue and rehabilitation and recovery. Right now, the focus is on rescue, and they have some of the best equipment, best trained men and women, and their teams are very experienced. So they must be in action doing so. As an outsider, I think the best thing to do is to see that what is it that Turkey demands from the outside agencies, from other countries, from UN agencies, and then respond. To rush in right now would be disrupting what locally is being done by the people themselves and the authorities themselves. Turkey also has some of the best earthquake experts in the world, including, for example, Yasmin Aysan and many others, and they would be very good at putting together a program on rescue, rehabilitation, and recovery. So we are very worried about what has happened in Turkey and what will happen further. But we are also not that worried in a sense that they have the best people that they could have to make this particular tragedy a bit less tragic. Thank you so much.
Right, stay with us, sir. Let me quickly rope in my colleague Ajay Janjal joining us on the broadcast. Ajay, now take us through. All right, before we go to Ajay, let me in fact rope in Major Shah again. Major Shah, we're also seeing disturbing visuals come in from Turkey of power flashes that have happened, buildings have collapsed. Of course, you've seen how children are being pulled out from the rubble. Mihir Bhatt just said that they have the Red Cross, they have some of the best teams deployed to rescue. But again, since they have issued a level 4 alarm, what can the international community do?
Well, Aarti, coming back to your question again, the Interior Minister, Mr. Solomon Soylu, has said that 10 cities were affected, like Gaziantep, Kaire Mandaras, Hatay, Osmane, Adrian, Malathe, Sonliufa, Adana, Diobarakan, and Kil. So these are cities, not just these 10 cities, but the countries around it. They have been deeply, like Lebanon and Cyprus, for example, and Syria. The tremors are felt over there. So what the international community, not only just Turkey, but we are trying to help out other countries as well. Yes, in the sense that, the rescue and relief operations are certainly on, as we often take disaster management for granted. Unless and until there is a fire on, we will not concentrate on fire safety. Unless and until there are no floods on, we will not. Recently, there was a stampede at Vaishno Mata. Suddenly, we had everything activating and we were approaching the disaster management. We should take disaster management very, very seriously. Unfortunately, and I am speaking from my heart, in our country, we take disaster management very, very lightly. Only in terms of fire, we wake up. So the whole Turkey is self-sufficient, thankfully, and they are taking care, and so are the other neighboring countries. But most certainly, as I emphasized earlier, the spread of education. We have to educate people in terms of an eventuality, what's to be done. Disaster management teams, the NDRF, the National Disaster Management, they should be of prime importance. We only pay importance to our defense, which is very good. We must. we should also pay equal emphasis to disaster management, because this kind of that is such an enemy which will come, which will ambush you when you least expect. We on the border, like the way an enemy can come. Similarly, a national calamity can strike anyone, anywhere, anyhow. Just about a week back, I'm telling you, Aarti, just about a week back, we escaped a heavy electric fire in our neighborhood. We had an ambulance, we had a fire brigade, we had police, we had fire tenders coming in. We had to switch off the main from the powerhouse. Such was the gravity of the situation. So this thing can occur anywhere, anytime, but people should know how to tackle it. Now the international community should actually clean up the mess. That mess, I would say, if everything is going well, all the good time we are enjoying right now, we would take it for granted. But the mess, when I say the mess, I would say that we never know. There's no guarantee to anything. We take human life for granted because human life is cheaper. So we would definitely spend money. But again, I will give you the example of an emergency exit in a theater, in an aircraft, or in my theater where I've given TEDx talks. So they have
Right.
to be
Right.
an emergency plan in place, Aarti.
Right. Let me open my colleague Ajay joining us on the broadcast. Ajay, now take us through the latest coming in from the ground. We're learning that 53 people have died so far, at least 53, 500 plus have been injured, 140 plus buildings collapsed. These are, of course, local reports, and they are expecting that the death toll is much higher. What else can you tell us?
Saying that more than 150 buildings have been collapsed and 53 people have been died till now, and still, people are trapped inside the houses and they are crying for their lives. They are waiting for the help too from the administration station and the authorities, but it is also tough for them to basically reach out everywhere and to every person, because huge multi-story buildings have collapsed in this earthquake, and that's why it is tough for the administration to reach everywhere. So that is why it's taking time. But the death toll as well as the injured toll can go up because of the huge devastation took place in this earthquake in the central Turkey and the nearby areas. And people, they are sharing their videos wherever they are trapped, because whosoever basically is getting some access to the internet, those who are trapped inside the building, they are sharing their videos, they are sharing their information so that people can reach over there. So this is the current situation over there. Turkey is asking for the help of the other countries as well, so that people, those who are trapped, they can be taken out from the houses, from inside the buildings which are collapsed because of the major earthquake which rolled the Turkey in the evening today.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.